Hey guys, how's it going? And today I wanted to start off this video with a quick apology for the lack of videos lately. My internet was down for a bit, my router shit the bed and decided it didn't want to work anymore, so it took a little bit to get a new one of those. And immediately following that I got sick, which you can probably still hear the side effects of, but regardless I wanted to get a replay out for you guys. So today I have me sailing my Missouri, the US Premium Tier 9 battleship. Now, how is this battleship special? Well, it's a premium that you can buy with free experience, which it's basically the first of its kind in the game in that aspect, though it is fairly pricey at 750,000 free experience, which would free XP you up a whole line basically. Other than that, it's basically an Iowa, but it also has the radar consumable, which is quite special as it's the only battleship with radar. Now, as you can see, we are pushing on the sea point. Belfast poked its head out over there, and I took a shot at it, but he did turn out in time to avoid my salvo. Our poor Sims right there is getting absolutely slaughtered with firepower, so I'm going to push my battleship in here, not care about anything, and get my guns to work. This little Akizuki is probably lining up torps on me, so I launch some salvo. Launch a decent shot at them for 4,000 damage, and I tucked my battleship in behind this island and slowed down. I really think he launched torps my way because I am the closest battleship to him. So I'm going to wait a couple of seconds to see if those fly by before I push back out and advance on this cat. And lo and behold, there's the torpedoes. Looks like those won't be an issue though. Those would have been fairly easy to dodge in the first place. I wonder if that guy's using the widespread. Belfast is still trying to hide behind the smoke over there, not doing a very good job of it, but they are still capturing C. There's 2 destroyers and a cruiser on this cap that we know about. I am going to take a shot at this Belfast if he does pop up again, popping my radar to spot any destroyers like that Akizuki in the smoke. Akisuki, the Z is a different one. And don't have to worry about him anymore as I just sunk him. So there's our first kill in the Missouri. And now they're in a little bit of a pickle. I still have 15 seconds on my radar, so I'm spotting both these ships for my team. Belfast is trying to hide in its smoke still as the Fletcher is trying to make its way out of the cap. Both are under pretty intense firepower. I'm getting radared by probably the Belfast. But I'm going to launch some salvos at the Belfast because I know he's thinly armored, and there's a Citadel right through his bow for a good chunk of damage. Now if he continues hiding in that smoke, he's going to be kind of screwed because I'm just going to roll around this corner. The thing I have to worry about is the Fletcher though. While the Belfast doesn't have torpedoes for that close quarters encounter, that Fletcher could sit right next to it with a full spread and do major damage to my ship, which I really would not like. Some friendly torpedoes on my other side, and I'm going to slow down for those because I'm not entirely sure if those would have hit me. Those are really slow moving torps. They're probably fired from the Sims, and I really don't want to get hit by those. So I'm going to slow down, I'm going to let those torps pass, and then I'm going to follow them into the smoke. Lo and behold, there's the Fletcher. That gets rid of my worry for that. I'll take a shot at it though, because a shot at a destroyer at that close range, yeah, it's gonna do some damage, especially when one of my shells fully pens. So, there's our second kill. Now those shots are secondaries from the Belfast, and there's its main caliber gun, so it just noticed I'm here. The question is, what's it gonna do? It can't really run away. It can't charge me because it doesn't have any torpedoes. Oh, he's lost sight of me, he's just firing blind now. I wonder if these Sims torpedoes will pick him up. Doesn't look like any of them hit anything yet. But there he is. He has dodged the torpedoes, but he will not dodge my salvo. And there goes the Belfast. So a really aggressive push in the beginning, dodging torpedoes at the start. And yeah, we took 1 cap, but it seems like our team hasn't done too well. We've lost 3 destroyers and a cruiser to the enemy's 2 destroyers and a cruiser. They've taken the A cap and are heavily pushing on the B cap. I'm starting to lob shells over there as much as I can, but I really have to get into this fight. I'm on the outskirts, and that's not going to help anything right now. Baltimore, Hipper, Baltimore. Baltimore looks like he's going to turn broadside, but I hold my fire and see. Drop the shots anyway. Doesn't look like anything's going to present a decent target. And you never know when it's an American cruiser. You could get decent damage like that. 13,000 damage right through the top of his ship. So now we're going to have to force the issue and get into this fight more. And start tanking some damage, which I haven't done too much of lately. Or in this fight at least. Atago way over there launching shells at me. I will have to watch out for his torpedoes if I think about getting too close. Does he have no camo on? That's quite peculiar. I don't know. Either way, he can have those 2 citadels. I'll take most of his health right there and leave him running for the hills. The issue right now though is that Benson. I do have to worry about his torpedoes along with the Atagos since I am pushing towards them. Then again, if the Atago doesn't have a premium camouflage on, maybe he doesn't know how to use his torpedoes. Either way, maybe I can finish him off with this salvo. That's not gonna do it. Only a couple bounces off him for 2,000 damage. There's that Benson popping radar as he pops his smoke to try to cover his fleet. The Missouri was pounding me from the other side of the map, but I'm gonna launch some shots at this Benson and see if I can take him out. Only one hitting for not a very good effect. Come on, is he gonna present a decent target still? Cruiser behind me is lighting him up. I'm gonna launch another salvo at him, and there he goes. And there's a Confederate medal already. So there is my 4th kill and a Confederate medal to boot. 99,000 damage, almost 100,000 damage done so far. Now, my Missouri isn't full anti-aircraft build. I keep my Montana like that, but I do use an anti-aircraft captain in it. So it is still particularly strong in the AA suite. But I do still have to worry if this carrier decides to swarm me, so he is still an issue along with, I guess, the Tirpitz, maybe? I don't know, anything with torpedoes or that could get my broadside. And I'm kind of in an interesting spot right here. I'm not entirely sure where to go. I don't want to push around either of these corners straight into the enemy team, and I don't want to camp behind this island. But there's an enemy carrier over there. Maybe I can land some shots on him across the map. That would be kind of nice. Even if I don't take him out, a ton of damage will scare him quite a bit and will help that destroyer chasing him. Those shots are looking good though. And alright. 2 citadels, nothing else needed for a Kraken. There's 5 kills, and now this Miyoko is posing a threat to me, kind of. I don't want to get torpedoed by him, and he is sailing at an angle where he could launch torpedoes. And since I'm backing up, I'm making a very, very good target of my ship, especially since I'm broadside. But he's not focusing me, he's focusing that destroyer that isn't really doing anything right now. He's on the outskirts of the battle. So, looks like the Miyoko's turning broadside, but I think I overestimated his turn and fired a bit early, putting 2 shells through a superstructure for minimal damage. Now there's a Baltimore that we had shot at earlier right on the other side of this island. And as you can see, he's starting to push up, so he may have anticipated me firing. But it looks like he's starting to turn out now. He doesn't want to come out in front of my guns. Good job to him because I was fully loaded and ready for him. Miyoko, is he still showing a broadside out there? No, not really. It's not really a decent sound or a decent target, but I'll still take a shot anyway and see if I can do anything to him. At least scare him from charging me. And that Missouri has gotten really close without me noticing. It looks like he anticipated me firing and is trying to charge around the corner and catch me broadside while I am reloading. And that is not a good situation for me because, like the Iowa, neither of this ship does not have any side armor. Like, it's free citadels for anything. And I do not want to get caught broadside. It looks like our carrier is confusing that Missouri though and keeping him at bay while I slowly edge my ship back behind the island and lob some shells at the enemy Mogami, earning me another citadel and the high caliber award. Now I'm going to avoid these rocks. It looks like that enemy Missouri is still pushing around the corner. I don't have any teammates near me though. That's going to be an issue. But they are situated to where they will be able to provide support for me. And that Missouri is hot on my heels trying to chase me down. And I really don't want to get rammed. So I'm going to keep going forward, I'm going to keep turning, trying to get my ship behind cover, keep myself angled so that he can't do any damage to me, and I'll engage him with the rear battery, trying to take out his guns, and it looks like I just disabled one. Temporarily, but it's still something as he can only fire back with one gun, doing minimal damage to me. So now I'm going to turn my ship slightly more. I'm going to see if I can get my other two guns on him. But I am taking a lot of fire from the side, so I'm trying to pick a good target right here, trying to decide if something else is going to catch me with torpedoes, and that Mogami is a bigger threat to me right now in my opinion. Plus he's presenting a pretty decent target rather than the front of a Missouri. Then again, never said my shells would decide to cooperate, and I bounce all the shells off the Mogami as my secondaries light a fire and take out the Missouri. So that's incredibly useful to me. That is 6 kills, 146,000 damage, and this game is rapidly running out of enemy ships to sink, as looks like the Mogami just sank. But there's what I was worrying about. There's the Mogami's torps. Glad I started to slow down, because I would have driven right into those, and wow, there's some massive damage from those, and that would not have been good if I had run into the full spread of those. But this Miyoko is trying to sneak up where the Missouri had come out, and the friendly carrier does have him spotted, so he's not really sneaking too well. The issue is for him, he's forced to come around this corner broadside and turn into the enemy carrier, allowing me to put a decent shot into the side of his ship and take him out, ending the game with 7 kills, high caliber, Kraken, and Confederate that we know about from the end of the battle. Moving into the first of the after battle reports, shows I did 160,000 damage, which is a pretty decent amount for a tier 9 ship. 7 ships sank, 6 citadels, a Kraken, high caliber, and Confederate. But what's most important is the earnings that the ship has. Usually people complain about the rate of earnings at tier 9 and 10. I guess the pay rate that these ships provide. Usually if you don't have a good game, you'll lose credits in them. Well, you don't really have that issue with the Missouri. I earned 1.6 million credits, and before you say wow, that's an amazing amount, this is with the Gamescon camo, which provides 50% more, with the Zulu flag and the military month contributor flag. So those all add in a little bit, but this still would have been a pretty decent, probably 1.2 million credit game. So yeah, pretty decent game in my opinion. Definitely good earnings, especially since the ship full repair for this ship, actually you get charged full repair regardless. So repairs for this ship would have cost about 97k. So yeah, ship definitely prints money for people. Moving into the team list shows me on top with almost 3,000 base experience, only breaking 2,900, with the next person down being an Amagi at 2,000 base experience. So that guy must have done some wicked damage during the battle. Very, very good job to him. Also shout out to the enemy Missouri for trying to push around that corner and topping his team with 1,000 base experience. And finally, I wanted to point to the end screen, not so much for the amount of damage I did, but just for the accuracy of the guns. It's nothing to say this is as accurate as a Yamato, but it did hit almost a half of the shells that I fired. 52 shells hitting out of the 132 that I fired from my main batteries, doing 153,000 damage. The other funny thing is that 2,900 of my damage came from secondaries. Usually you don't see American battleships do a lot of damage with their secondaries because they never go secondary build, as their secondaries are kind of pathetic compared to the other the other lines of battleships, I should say. But they also did the 4,500 damage in fires, so that's always nice. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will definitely be putting out more soon, especially once I start feeling better and recovering from being sick. And I hope you guys have some good luck out there, find some good teams, and absolutely wreck some enemy teams. Good luck, have a great day, and see you next time.